We're on. Hi everybody, I'm Diane. Welcome to your Pilates class. If you're joining me live, happy day. If you're watching it later on in the day, again, a big hello to everyone. We're going to just quickly go through our little warm-up of just locating our abdominals, relaxing, taking our busy day, just putting it on the back burner and just getting us in that mind frame of being focused on what we're doing here and getting our intent. So any injuries or early pregnancies, you have your doctor's clearance, and as we go along, if something doesn't feel right, don't do the exercise, okay? So first things first, we're gonna lie ourselves down. So lie yourselves down on the mat. If you wanna have some water close by, have a water close by, and again, anytime you need a sip of water, have a sip of water. And then we're softly just gonna lie ourselves down. Bend your knees, your feet are flat on the floor. Just bring your arms down by your sides. And then softly just close your eyes. If you want to place a towel over your eyes, maybe place a towel over your eyes. And just taking our busy day, putting it on the back burner, say goodbye, take it off our mat. And then we start focusing on our breath of air. So we just go on to our normal breathing. So our normal breathing is we breathe in through our noses and we exhale out through our mouths. And then we just take our hand, lift our hand up, place it underneath our lower back, finding that little bit of space underneath our lower back. Our little bit of space underneath our lower back helps us manage our neutral spine. So that's just the makeup of your vertebrae from your tailbone up all the way up to your skull. So just finding that natural makeup. And then as we do that, we allow ourselves just to melt into our mats. Letting go of any tension or any stress that we're holding on to. Taking this bit of time just to focus on ourselves and our intent and engaging our core. And then we're simply going to lift up our fingertips, place them onto your hip bone. Draw a line from hip bone to hip bone and belly button down to your pelvic bone. So where those lines intersect, that is our T-zone. So right in the middle of our T-zone, we're going to take our imaginary glass of water. Now we're going to come back to our breathing. So as we breathe in through our noses and exhale out through our mouths, we're trying our best not to spill that glass of water. Again, relaxing our shoulders. Maintaining that neutral spine, that little space underneath our back, and taking that long breath of air in and exhaling out. Finding yourself nice and grounded. Maybe you want to move your feet out a little bit further. Again, just maintaining that neutral spine. And then team, again, another little focus point of finding our abdominals, engaging our core, our transverse abdominals. We're going to place our fingertips like a teardrop. So I want you to place your thumbs on your belly button, your index fingers pointing down. So now see your abdominals all the way from locating from your fingertips all the way up to your rib cage. So up to your chest above there. So pretend you put a barrel around yourself. So not thinking that your abdominals is just right in the center there. It's that whole length of area. So now with that, we're going to take our breath of air. It starts where our index fingers are. In our teardrop, we have our glass of water that we're not going to spill. And we're keeping our breath of air underneath our fingertips without allowing our bellies to rise. Now, as that breath of air travels up, it comes underneath our fingertips and travels underneath under the rib cage and all the way into the upper chest. Again, imagining that barrel and then taking that breath of air all the way out. Now team, while you're doing that, I also want you to try your best to maintain that neutral spine. So as you're taking a breath of air, try not to then press your lower back in and then press your shoulders into the ground. You're working your abdominals all the way from your pelvic bone, and then all the way up underneath the fingertips, and then all the way up into your upper abdominals. And then taking that breath of air out. Beautiful, guys. And then as much as we're starting that breath of air from our fingertips, being aware that the bottom level of our barrel is our pelvic floor. So ladies, we strengthen our pelvic floor with our Kegel exercises. So pretend you're going to the bathroom, then stop yourself from going to the bathroom. So tightening all those underneath muscles. Tighten nice and tight, but trying your best not to squeeze your bum, and trying your best not to lift your shoulders up. Gentlemen, that feeling for you is if you to step into the ocean, and the ocean's just that little bit too cold today. So that cold sensation makes your lower abdominals tighten up. So again, just keeping that natural breathing as we breathe in through your noses and exhaling out through your mouths. Not letting that glass of water spill, relaxing your shoulders. And then everyone, keeping that all in mind, we're going to take our breath of air up for 5 counts, hold it on that 5th count, and then one long breath all the way out. Now that long breath all the way out is going to become longer than those 5 ones that we took in. So let that breath of air come up nice and high. Again, imagining our teardrop, imagining our glass of water, trying your best not to squeeze our bum, and trying your best as you're taking that breath of air not to lift the shoulders up. Again, relaxing yourself, allowing yourself to melt in your mouth with mats, allowing that little space underneath your lower back. So let's go through that 3 times. Team, we'll take that breath of air up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it here. Hold. And one long breath all the way out. Nice and long breath. Maybe even think in your head that breath of air, let it flow out for 8 little counts, blowing that breath of air. As we're blowing out, pretend you're blowing out a candle, so you blow out. So guys, you're not with me, so let that breath of air swish all the way out. And again, let's do it 2 more times. Let's take that breath of air up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there, engaging the core nice and tight, not dropping the pelvic down. And let's take that breath of air out. Beautiful, guys. And you have one more for me. Take that breath of air up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there. And a big long breath all the way. A big long breath. Beautiful, team. And then softly place your arms down by your sides. And then softly, I want you to then tilt your pelvic down so then your lower back is on the mat. That is called your imprinted spine. So then softly lifting it up is your neutral spine. And then softly lowering it down is your imprinted spine. We'll have that imprinted spine anytime we're going to lift your legs in a tabletop position, or when we extend our legs up in the air. So you feel that lower back down onto the mat. So just finding that point in between those 2 points. And then you're going to extend your legs out nice and long. Reach your arms way above your head. Take that beautiful inhale in, and with your exhale, softly bring your arms down by your sides. For the first one, just take it nice and easy. We're just going to take one knee into your chest, followed by the other knee. Hands come underneath our knees, and then lift your heads up, tuck yourself in that nice little ball. And then we go for that big exhale out, nice and long, reach away. Maybe it feels you're a bit warmed up already and it feels pretty good and you want to take on the double knees. Take on the double knees, lift up your heads, tuck yourself in that nice little ball. To much to lift your head up, keep your head up. Too much for the double knee to come in, take that one knee in, and exhale out nice and long. Reach away. Again, allowing that lower back to lift up slightly from our mats. And then softly taking in. And finishing our last exhale, out we go. Beautiful, guys, and then we're softly going to place our arms down by our sides. And if you're my regulars, I know you've been practicing this over and over again, but if you haven't, guess what? We're going to be opening up soon, so let's get that movement into our hip flexors. If we have nice, flexible hip flexors, it just helps with everything. It helps the core, it helps our lower back, it helps everything. It helps us become a more functional, mobile person. So we're first going to just keep our left leg extended nice and long. Bring your right leg up in that tabletop, bring your arms down by your sides, and getting out all those little squeaky squeaks. We go for a small little rotation. Again, the small little rotation feels great, you're just gonna stay with that. But if you can increase that rotation, make it become that bit bigger. Maintaining your left leg nice and long. Go through all those little cues, engaging the core. Imagine a glass of water that we're not spilling. Softly closing your rib cage and relaxing your shoulders, maintaining that breath of air. And softly stop at the top and reversing that circle. Again, if you haven't been doing this, that's okay. Just good time to start really refocusing yourself and getting back to business and exercising. Or just knowing that this is something really important to do. If there's nothing else that you do, this is something I really want you to do. If not every day, try to put it into your daily practice every day. And let's bring that knee into your chest. Your elbows come out nice and wide. We take a beautiful inhale in, and with your exhale, softly take your right knee all the way over to the left side. Then we open up your arms nice and wide. If your foot and your knee can't touch the floor, just keep it in that raised position. But if you can, come down to the floor. And then turn your head and get that nice long stretch coming down the right side of your body, from your right shoulder down through your right side of your waistline into your right glute. Want to bring that right knee up a little bit higher. Maybe your left hand just hooks underneath your right knee, pulling in that little bit closer. But again, just a bunch of different options. If this doesn't feel good and you just want to go for that halfway twist, go for that halfway twist. Beautiful, guys. And softly bring it into the middle. Extend that leg nice and long. Drop the arms down. Let's go through that little bit of movement to the left side. So right leg stays nice and long, and then small little circle, and then we increase that range of motion. Having that circle become that bit bigger. Again, to maintain our breathing, we breathe in through our noses and exhale out through our mouths. Imagine our glass of water, softly closing your rib cage, not spilling our glass of water, and then we relax our shoulders. Finishing our last one in that direction, let's go in the opposite, unwinding it. Again, big circles too much, stay with that small little circle. Low hip flexor, feeling good. Let's finish that last one. Let's hug your knee into your chest, clasp your hands underneath your left kneecap. Your elbows come out nice and wide. We take a beautiful inhale in, and with our exhale, let's take our left knee all the way down to the right side. Open your arms nice and wide. Turn your head to look over towards your left hand. Again, can't reach the left knee and the right knee. Just have it hovering. And if you feel like you want a little bit more into our hip flexor, you can take your right hand and pull it up that little bit closer, either just hovering the floor, or just keep it in that halfway point. Just find what feels good for you. And then feeling that beautiful stretch also coming along from the left shoulder all the way through our left side of our body into our left glute. Good job, gang. And softly bring into the middle, extend out nice line. Reach your arms way above your head. And then softly bring your arms down by your sides. And then softly from here, maintain that neutral spine, hand underneath our lower back. And we're just going to start off nice and simple with our single leg extension. So we're just going to send one leg out nice and long, reach away to the far wall. And then softly bend that knee and then place the foot down. Once that foot places down, softly lift up the other foot, just a couple inches. And then we extend it down nice and far, all the way to the far wall. And then softly bring it back in, and then softly lower down. Now team, I want you to refocus yourself, maintain that breathing, place your fingertips onto your hip bones. Be aware that, pretend you have a pole that's gone across. So that pole is not going lopsided. So engage your core nice and tight. We softly lift up and extend the leg out nice and long. Engage in the core, softly bring it back in. Again, think about that wheelbarrow. That wheelbarrow isn't tilting from side to side. So all the way from our chest line, all the way down to our pelvic floor. We softly lift up, extend out nice and long. Bring it back in. Again, think about those other little indicators. Onto our hips, we have flashlights. They beam up to the ceiling. Same thing at our chest point, reach up above. So everything is focusing to the ceiling. Extend out nice and long. Again, it just takes little movements to regain that focus. Let's finish up one more on each side. Good job. Let's get our lower back into our mat. Hug your knees in, lift up your head, gentle rock side to side. Softly lower down. Now from here, we're going to extend your left leg out nice and long, hug your right knee into your chest, elbows come out nice and wide. We hold, and then we swap sides. Left knee comes in. Elbows nice and wide, hold, and we swap sides. That leg is being lengthening, reaching out on the floor. If we like to add on, we softly lift up your head, and then we lift up the extended leg. Reach out, hold. Reach out, hold. Any strain in your neck, lower your hips back down to the mat. Good job, team. One more there, and then bring it on in. Gentle rock. Now from here, we're going to take this into an extended leg. So we're going to send both legs up. Now team, up to you. We're either going to grab onto the back of your thigh, or you're going to grab onto your shin. Lift up your heads, so back of your thigh, and then once we do that, extend the opposite leg nice and long. Pull it in a little bit closer. Hold, and then we swap. Hold, and swap. Hold, and swap. Hold, and swap. Just a bit too much, that's okay. Bring it into the knees. Option to either keep the head up or lower your hips down. We're almost there. Hold, and swap. Hold, and swap. And one more each side. Good job, gang. Knees in, gentle circle side to side. Now we're going to go into leg circles. We're going to take this into lowering your feet down to the ground. So besides working our hip flexor, we're going to be working our inner thigh at the same time. So both feet down onto the floor, hands down by your sides, and then you're going to keep your left foot on the floor, and then you're going to extend your right leg nice and long. Knees are in line with each other. And then softly from there, rotate from your hip flexor so your inner thigh is facing with the ceiling, toes are facing out to the other side. So we make a small little circle about the size of an orange, so not too big. Now right from the start, this doesn't feel right in your lower back, I want you to raise your foot up to the ceiling. Try not to let the left side move. We're engaging the core. And then softly we come back in the opposite direction. Swapping the direction. And then from here, we're all going to take your foot all the way up to the ceiling. Again, give me that small little rotation so the inner thigh is facing your face, arms just come down by the side. Now team, I'm not going to hit anything. I want you to give me the biggest circle that you can do. So remember, everyone's doing their personal best, so just try your best that you can. So some of you, it just might be this small little circle up at the top. That's totally fine. Others may be able to make a bigger circle, and others maybe make a giant circle. If we're making the giant circle, as we lower down to the bottom, then raise that leg up using your inner thigh. So big circle around. Stop, and then lift up. Again, working the hip flexors too. One more in this direction. And then softly from here, reverse it. So we take it down and then circle around. Again, go as far as you can. Maybe a giant circle, big circle around. Down we take it and circle around. And one more here. Good job, guys. Lower that right foot down. Send the left leg out nice and long. Rotate knee to knee, and then a small little circle. Toes facing to the corner of the room. Engage the core. Try not to allow the right side to move. Need to make it easier, bring it right up to the ceiling. Again, just all too hard all together. You can also bend your knee too. Still creating that movement, and then let's reverse that direction. Remembering to breathe, not holding your breath. Beautiful, guys. And then we're all going to lift your foot all the way up to the ceiling. Get that reassessment again. Rotate, toe facing out, inner thigh facing you, and then a big circle all the way around down to the bottom, and then lift it up to the top. Big circle around. Again, big circles too much, just make it an in-between circle. Again, all together the circles too much, just softly bend your knee. One more in this direction. And away we go. We take it down and big circle around. And then we take it down and big circle around. here, guys. Big circle around, and let's hug the knees into the chest. Now from here, we're going to take it into a double leg. So first things first, we're going to bend our knees, and then we're just going to start with a small little circle around, and then bring it back in. Circle around, and then bring it back in. Okay, we know where we're going. Maybe we extend the legs out. Again, soft knees bent. Go in as big a circle as you can. Remember, the movement's all generating from our hip flexors. Want to make it even a bit more challenging, send the legs up nice and high, and then take it a big circle around all the way to the bottom. Now, my lower back doesn't like that big circle, so for me to help myself out, I'm going to lift my bum up, and then I'm going to sit on my hands. So if that feels better for you, go for that. You can also do that in any of the options, whether it be the knees or the legs slightly bent. So big circle around and up to the top. One more in this direction. Now let's reverse it. Down we take it, and big circle around. One more for me. You got it, you got it. Circle around. Good job. Hug the knees in. Lift up your head for a moment. And then we are going to take this into one more exercise, working our inner thighs with our frog press. So I want you to bring your knees back in that tabletop position. Take a look at be aware of your lower back. Again, imprinted spine, so lower back down. Then you're going to take your fists, you're going to bring your fists together, and then you're going to take your fists in between your knees. And then softly from there, you're going to open your knees a little bit wider than what your fists are. Good. Then we're going to place your hands down onto the floor. And then you're going to keep your heels together and open your toes nice and wide, so they're making like the letter V. And then softly from there, we're going to extend the legs, push them out, and then we're going to bend the knees. Now when we bend the knees, I want you to work your lower abdominals by challenging yourself, by not letting the knees come into your chest. So try your best to stop the knees in line with the hips, and we send out on that diagonal, and then softly bring it back in. Once we reach out, our inner thighs come together on the extension. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale in, and exhale out. Okay, team, we're going to add some layers onto that. So I have the knees bent, again, just that fist distance, a little bit wider. We're going to place your hands behind your back, behind your head. You're going to open your elbows nice and wide, and it's just your middle fingers touching behind your head. So I don't want you to interlock your hands. Keep those elbows up nice and wide. We're going to lift up into a crunch. Once we're in that crunch, we send the legs out. Then we bend the knees, and then we lower our crunch. So we lift up, hold it there, extend out, bend the knees, lower down, lift up, out we go, in, and bring it back in. One more layer to add on. We lift up the crunch, we extend the legs out. Once the legs are extended out, we lower them down, we lift them back up, we bend the knees, and we lower our heads. We lift up, hold it there, extend out, we lower down, we lift up, we bend, and bring it back in. And one one more layer to add on. We don't lower the crunch down, so we keep the crunch up, we extend the legs out, we take them down, we bring them back up, we bring it back in, we lower it down. Doing really good, guys. We're almost there. Couple more. I promise you we'll get a nice, beautiful inner thigh stretch. And let's finish our last one for me. You got it. There we go. Good job, everyone. Knees in, gentle rock side to side. Getting that inner thigh stretch with a nice little butterfly stretch. So bring the soles of your feet together, open your knees nice and wide, and a gentle rock side to side. Okay, team, from here, hug your knees in, lift your head up again. And then, which we probably haven't done in a long time, we're gonna give our Pilates 100 a nice little go. So a bunch of different levels, I'll explain all the levels and then we'll all start together. They call it Pilates 100 because it's 100 little breaths that we're doing. We take 5 breaths in and we take 5 breaths out. A bunch of different levels. First level, just keep your feet down on the floor, maintain that neutral spine, that little space underneath the lower back. Keep your heads down on the mat. Next level, you lift up your heads. Once you lift up your heads, you have an imprinted spine, so your lower back is on the mat. Next level, bring the legs into tabletop. Next level, extend the legs out nice and long, and my most advanced is on that diagonal. Bring the heels together, point the toes out. Now again, that level, if you were doing the frog press, the full extension, that is that full extension of the legs out and then bring them back in and up. If you can't make it through the whole time, that's okay, do the best that you can, but always you can tap out whenever you want. So we take our breath of air in for 5 counts and out for 5 counts. I'll do all the counting and we'll get through. Our arms extend out nice and long and all the levels, and we take our breath of air in, 2, 3, 4, 5, then out, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Away we go, get into your starting position, and here we go, team. We take that breath of air in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're here already, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, team. Gentle rock side to side. Send your legs out nice and long, reach, 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 reach away. And so if they bring your arms down by the sides, bend your knees. So now, team, we're going to come into some nice little hip bridges. We're going to be working our glutes and then the back of our legs, our hamstrings. So hands just come down by our sides, and then softly from here, we lift up our bum, we lift up our lower back, we lift up our mid back, and then softly we peel down one vertebrae at a time. So nice and slow, nice and controlled. As we're raising up, have that pull again be across our hips, or may it be flashlights, they're both coming up at the same distance, and then softly lowering ourselves down. Adding on, next time we come up, pull that hip bridge up as high as you can. Keep your left foot onto the floor. We're softly going to float your right leg in the tabletop position. And then we're going to take the right toes down to the ground, come into single leg toe taps. Again, look, your bum doesn't have to be off that much. We're working our left glute by holding that side stationary. The right side is just along for the ride. One more here, hold it up, and then softly little pulse, maybe extend the leg out nice and long, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. You got 3, 2, 1, good job. Lower the right side, lower yourself all the way down, take a little minute breather, lift up nice and high, once for there. Flip the left leg up, and then it comes to single leg toe taps, tap, bring it back up, tap, bring it back up. Two more for me. Last one there, hold it up. Now little pulses into that right glute. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Extend the left leg if you want a little bit more challenge. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. You got 3, 2, 1. Good job, lower down. Lower your left foot down. Little shake out, and then we come to that full hip bridge, lifting up, working our back of our legs, our glutes and our lower back, and then we softly peel down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Next time we come up, hold it up nice and high. Now tap the knees together, open the knees, and then peel down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, team, 2 more, and we're just going to hold it up and open and close those knees. Good job. Hold that hip bridge up nice and high. We tap the knees, we open. We tap the knees, we open. Tap, bring them back in. Tap, bring them back in. Open, close, open, close. You've got 3, 2, 1. Keep the knees together, feet are apart. We just go for little pulses. Lifting up the hips, little pulse, little pulse. Squeeze those inner thighs. Again, the inner thighs are working, our glutes are screaming. You've got 3, 2, 1. Hold up nice and high, heel toe your feet in. So now your feet are touching, your ankles are touching, every knees are touching, inner thighs. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. You got 3, 2, 1. Hold up nice and high, a little bit higher, and you've got 3, 2, and 1. Good job, lower it down. Bring those knees in. Crush your ankles if you can. Maybe your right hand grabs onto your left ankle, left hand grabs onto your right ankle. Open the knees a little bit wider. Little rock side to side. Give those glutes a nice little stretch out. Right ankle over the left thigh. Softly push away the right knee. Left foot, pull it in a little bit closer. Lower your left foot down, lower the right. Left foot over the right. Gently push away your knee. Maybe lift up the right foot. Gentle rock side to side. Softly lower down, hands behind the knees. Give yourself a nice little rock up. If you need a sip of water, get a sip of water. Time's flying on us, guys. Okay, we're going to go through a quick little working our obliques, the side of our waistline. Do it on both sides, and then we're done. Okay, so pop yourselves up onto your knees, face me. And then we're going to interlock your hands behind your head. Sorry, not interlock your hands, just have your middle fingers be behind your head. Have the distance between your chin and your chest, and softly from here, we're just going to tick-tock ourselves over to the side, and then bring yourself back up. Softly over to the side, and softly bring yourself back up. Getting that nice stretch along the waistline, adding on. Now to my way to extend the leg out, and then softly reach over, and then softly bring it back in. And then reach over, and softly bring it back in. You can do all this without the leg being extended. And then once we come back up, give yourself a twist to the far wall, bring it back in, and then tip over. Bring it back in, and twist. Bring it back in. And one more leg to add on. After we go for that twist, extend the arms out. Bring them back in. Lift up. Twist. Bring it back in. Tip. Reach. Bring. In. Twist. Okay, team, last one in 3, 2, 1. Hold out nice and long. We just extend out. We reach over, bring it back in. We reach over, bring it back in. You've got 3, 2, hello. Last one, hold it there, reach, 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 bring it back in. Ooh, give yourself a nice little shoulder roll. Back the other way. Okay, from here, let's balance out the other side. Bring it back in, reach. So again, starting on our knee, tipping over. Feeling that nice control, adding on, getting that little bit more of a challenge. Extend the leg out nice and long, and we softly tip over, bring it back in, and we tip over, bring it back up. If you feel that glute turning on, that's just normal because we were using that in our little raises along with the leg circles that we did. Adding on, once we come back up, give yourself a twist to the far wall, bring it back in. Tip over, bring it back in. Okay, one more, hold on, extend the arms out, bring it back in. Lift up and twist, bring it back in. Tip, extend, bring it back in. Lift, reach. Okay guys, almost there. In 3, 2, 1, let's hold it there. Reach, bring it back in. Reach, bring it back in. We'll go for the static hold in 3, 2, 1, hold there, reach. Hello, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring that knee in, lower yourself down into heels, big circle around. Now give yourself a nice little forward fold. Open those knees a little bit wider, give yourself that nice little child's pose. Walk your hands over to one side, getting that nice stretch coming from the fingertip all the way down through to the shoulder, down to our waistline. And then softly bring the arms to the other side. Good job. Coming into the middle, softly walk your hands back to your knees. Bring yourselves back up. And well done, everyone. Thanks so much. Great job, everyone. Really proud of you. Hope to see you soon, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.